You ever get that feeling that Google's been holding back, like there's one major upgrade they've been saving for just the right moment? Well, this might be it. Because the next Pixel, the Pixel 11, isn't just getting faster, it could finally fix one of the biggest problems Pixel users have been complaining about for years. And trust me, if this leak turns out to be true, it could completely change how Google builds its phones from now on. Welcome back, viewers. Sam here. If you love staying ahead of the tech curve, make sure to hit like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more updates just like this one. Now, let's jump right in. So here's where things get interesting. Remember those old rumors back in 2020 that Google was planning to ditch Samsung's Exynos modem for something brand new? Yeah, that move never happened. The Pixel 10 launched with the same Samsung modem again, and honestly, many users weren't thrilled. But now, new leaks suggest that Google might actually be ready to make that change with the Pixel 11. This time, the company is reportedly testing a MediaTek M90 modem to pair with its upcoming Tensor G6 processor. Now, before you scroll away thinking it's just a modem, hold up, because this thing could quietly be one of the most important upgrades Google's ever made. The MediaTek M90, unveiled earlier this year, supports insane download speeds up to 12 gigabytes per second. That's beyond what most networks can even handle right now. It's built on the latest 3GPP Release 18 standards, meaning it's ready for the next phase of 5G evolution. In short, it's not just fast, it's future-proof. But here's where it gets wild. The M90 supports dual active 5, which means you can have to 5G SIMs working at the same time. No more switching back and forth between lines or losing data speed when juggling to networks. And on top of that, there's built-in satellite connectivity. Yep, actual satellite communication. So even if you're miles away from a cell tower, you could still send emergency messages. That's next-level stuff. If Google really goes through with this switch, it's more than just a modem upgrade, it's a full-on strategic shift. For years, Google has leaned heavily on Samsung's components for its Tensor chips. Moving to MediaTek for modem tech could mean Google's ready to step outside Samsung's shadow and push the Tensor platform into new territory. That's big, and it's not just about faster internet. The M90's AI-assisted power management could finally solve one of the Pixel's longest-running issues, battery drain and overheating. MediaTek's new AI system dynamically adjusts performance based on signal strength and data load, meaning smoother performance and cooler operation. For Pixel fans who've been begging for better efficiency, this could be the turning point. Now, that's just one half of the story. The other half is all about the Tensor G6 chip that's rumored to power the entire Pixel 11 lineup. This time, Google's reportedly moving to a 2nm design, most likely from TSMC instead of Samsung. That alone is a huge deal. It could mean dramatically better thermal control, faster AI processing, and longer battery life without sacrificing speed. And here's where Google's real magic kicks in: AI. Instead of chasing raw horsepower like Apple or Samsung, Google's tuning this chip to think smarter. We're talking real-time voice translation without the cloud, instant AI photo rendering, and background video processing that barely touches your battery. This could be the most invisible yet most powerful upgrade Google's ever done. Speaking of upgrades, camera leaks are hinting at something wild. Early reports point to a 100x AI-assisted zoom powered entirely by generative machine learning. So those fuzzy, pixelated zoom shots gone, the phone will reconstruct detail and texture using on-device AI, giving you sharper, more realistic images even from extreme distances. And the low-light performance is rumored to reach up to 5 to 10 lux video recording, that's basically filming in near darkness and still getting usable. Bright footage. If that's true, the Pixel 11 Pro could take night video to a level no other smartphone has reached yet. Combine that with Google's rumored new video generative editor inside Google Photos, and suddenly you're not just shooting great footage, you're editing entire clips with AI right from your gallery. You could literally erase background noise, remove unwanted objects, and even change lighting conditions without opening any third-party apps. That's insane. Now, Design-wise, Google isn't expected to reinvent the wheel, at least not yet. Code names like Cubs for the Pixel 11 and Grizzly for the Pro suggest this year's models will refine rather than revolutionize. Expect the familiar camera bar, slightly thinner bezels, and a smoother matte finish across the lineup. The real shift might happen under the display with an invisible IR sensor returning for secure face unlock, so no more visible notch. And yes, the lineup's getting bigger literally. We're hearing about 3 main models: Pixel 11, Pixel 11 Pro, and Pixel 11 Pro XL. The standard Pixel 11 will sport a 6.3-inch-old display with 120 Hz refresh, while the Pro bumps it up to 6.4 inches with LTPO and higher peak brightness. The XL, though, goes massive 6.9 inches of pure screen, likely making it one of the biggest and brightest Android flagships of 2026 under the hood. All models are expected to feature the Tensor G6 chip, UFS 4.0 storage, and the M90 modem for high-speed dual 5 and satellite support. The Pro and XL models will also bring for 5W fast charging and the new C to magnetic wireless system, which should finally rival Apple's MagSafe in both efficiency and speed. And because Google loves long-term value, these devices are expected to ship with Android 17 and get 7 years of software support, matching and possibly even outpacing Samsung's update promise. Price-wise, the base Pixel 11 should start around $799, with the Pro at $999 and the XL around $1,199, all expected to launch between August and October 2026. Now, all of this paints a pretty clear picture. Google's not trying to outmuscle its competition, it's trying to outsmart them. While Apple flexes chip performance and Samsung focuses on camera hardware, Google's betting everything on AI, efficiency, and smart design choices. And if this modem switch to MediaTek happens, it'll finally patch up one of the Pixel lineup's weakest points: network stability. But here's the million-dollar question: can Google really pull this off without Samsung's modem expertise? That's the risk. MediaTek's M90 looks incredible on paper, but real-world performance can be a different story. If it delivers, this could mark the beginning of a new Pixel era. If not, it might just be another experiment in Google's long list of almost perfect phones. Either way, one thing's certain: the Pixel 11 series is shaping up to be smarter, faster, and more connected than anything Google's ever built. And if all these leaks hold true, 2026 could be the year Pixel finally steps out of the shadows and becomes a true flagship contender. So, what do you think? Should Google break up with Samsung for good and move to MediaTek? Or should they stick with what's tried and tested? Drop your thoughts below, I'd love to hear your take. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, you know the drill: hit that like button, share it with a friend, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next round of leaks. Because trust me, we've only just scratched the surface of what Google's planning next.